So the UIC has come on the scene. You may have seen me when I got locked up because we really pressed on that issue when they tried to say they're going to inject us against our will. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not against medications of any sort, but I'm against anyone taking away your right or my right to choose what goes into our body. And so I came face to face with them on the street. They sent out everything. The entire police force came out against one little man and 499 or so other people. And so they did everything possible to crush us. And instead that caused many people to become aware of the UIC. What do you know about the UIC? Do you know anything about us?
Well, the UIC is a third party. I know that you have different views, and might I just add that I'm not here to grill you.
Okay.
I am here to find out more about you because I'm interested. And I first saw you on Andre's program and I was intrigued. But I have concerns that such an intelligent man as yourself with certain views of how the country should run, why people don't even remember what UIC name is or what it stands for. It's not, you're not getting the traction, and it's not a disrespect. I would like to see the UIC being more in the mainstream. So I wanted to educate myself. And actually I sent a message to, because Tea Time is just about my views and my truth and my honesty. And I see the country going in a terrible direction. Okay. If anybody ever followed Shelly Curran even before the vlogs, I'll just give you a quick background. My son, godfather, is Edward Siago. Okay. And his name is John Edward Curran. Okay. Real deal. So I spent many Sundays and many football matches with him. I just don't brag about it like Rogard, but I'm one of his daughters, right? So with that said, my history has been voting legacy would be JLP consistently, blinded by greed. But after taking some reflection on the country and stepping back, I really see the country going in a different direction. And I realize that my party before country is probably one of the reasons why we're all in this state. So I decided to come out with what is, maybe, I don't know if everybody want to say it's biased. I don't care. It's really calling it what it is through my eyes. I might be wrong. I might be right. So how do you plan to get UIC out into the public domain, that it becomes a known party?
Very good question, Shelly. Now, can I call you Shelly or should I say Shelly Ann?
Shelly Ann is when I'm in trouble. Shelly is fine.
All right, Shelly. Good. Now, I'm glad you asked that question first because it touches on a core problem we have in the so-called democracy we have in Jamaica, which many Jamaicans have not come to a full realization of. We have played politics for 80 years between PNP and GLP. And so we've gotten used to it and we think it's okay. But let's go behind the scene a bit, go behind the veil and part the veil and look and see what's going on. So you might recall our good friend Marcus Garvey, our first national hero. He was the first person to form a political party in Jamaica, the very first person. There's no political party before Marcus Garvey's party. When Marcus Garvey formed this party, he started to galvanize the Jamaican people around the very principles that the UIC is talking about right now. The plantocracy, the white landowners and the half-white Jamaicans and the black Jamaicans who thought they were white came together and realized how dangerous it was if the ideals of Marcus Garvey should take root in Jamaica and we truly become a liberated people and have equal opportunities where both white and blacks would have to compete in a fair and open economy that affords everybody equal opportunity. So here's what they did. The Gleaner Company combined with the People's National Party, out of which the JLP would come, together with the central controlling element, which is the plantocracy, Today we call that the PSOJ, the people who have whole heap of money. They came together and did everything possible to destroy Marcus Garvey and his party, and they succeeded. Today, 80 years later, the same thing is being played out. What are they doing? They're making sure that when you turn on your TV in the mornings or in the night, you do not hear anything about the UIC. When you read the newspaper, you don't hear anything about the UIC. When you listen to your radio, you don't hear anything about the UIC. But every morning, every evening, and throughout the day, and on every newspaper, including what's on the internet, what do you see? JLP, PNP, JLP, PNP, JLP, PNP. Now, who pays for that? The plantocracy that we now call the PSOJ. They give these two parties millions of dollars every day to keep up the game, to keep up the facade, to make us think that we have a choice. So while you were a die-hearted JLP, and my mother was a die-hearted PNP, and both of you are clashing and fighting, what you don't know is that behind the scenes is a group of people, which I call the PSOJ oligarchs, the business elites, which are dangling before us these two choices, which are no different from the other, except by the color which they espouse, the ideologies which they claim to believe in, but at the end of the day, they both work for the same master. And that master is the PSOJ oligarchy, which is in full concert with the colonial powers because they want to maintain the same master-slave economic model, which keeps us as low-wage earners, which keeps us as subjects of even the Queen and the colonial powers, while they milk us, ripping away our land with bauxite mining, ripping away our labor with low wages, and ripping away the very fabric of our culture as we become vagabonds and scammers and corrupt persons at our core over the 80 years of their cultural sensitization in the direction that Jamaica is today. So the UIC has come on the scene. You may have seen me when I got locked up because we really pressed on that issue when they tried to say they're going to inject us against our will. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not against medications of any sort, but I'm against anyone taking away your right or my right to choose what goes into our body. And so I came face to face with them on the street. They sent out everything. The entire police force came out against one little man and 499 or so other people. And so they did everything possible to crush us. And instead that caused many people to become aware of the UIC. But then after that, they put in Plan B. And Plan B is to make sure you stifle him by not acknowledging him, not recognizing the party, and doing everything possible to suppress their existence so that Jamaicans continue to think JLP versus PNP. That's the
correct.
Plan.
But yeah. I have to stop there now because so you realize that I found out a lot about your party on an untraditional media platform.
Yes.
And that would have been Andre Stevens' program. And that was my introduction. Yes, I do remember the arrest or I don't know if you were arrested, but I remember that fiasco.
Arrested, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Correct. But important because there's a movement that is happening in Jamaica, and where bloggers are also coming under attack because we are not supported by the private sector, and we are speaking and we are allowing guests, untraditional guests, and we are searching and we are finding and we're reporting in our own ways. Yes. And it seems to be getting a lot of attention out there because people like realness.